cinco, basta, hosta, mefta, juvrek, rishi, labir, groove, snores, lagelkor, rishi, labir, usas, snovrek. Hosta, mefta, cinco, basta, hosta, mefta, juvrek, rishi, labir, groove, snores, lagelkor, rishi, labir, usas, novrek. Hosta, mefta, cinco, basta, hosta, mefta, juvrek, rishi, labir, groove, snores, lagelkor, rishi, labir, usas, novrek.
Yazor, why yazor, go, if ma.
Poštikani ono, zipa blufa torpoš divej. Zumba kož to nisi Zika Kumba Jumba Noro, Kumba Jumba Hero, Kumba Jumba opposite way.
Yeah.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far away, we played Smuggler's Reverse. Hi everyone, my name's Philip. I'm the living force of this Star Wars RPG stream we're doing here on the Long Lost Lore Twitch channel. How's everyone doing tonight?
Totally super.
Cool. Wonderful. Say hello, players.
Hello.
Hello. Greetings.
Do the players all, I say this like, I say this in third person, though I'm speaking second person. Yeah. Do the players want to like introduce themselves at the top of everything? Just say their real human names, or because on a lot of our games we just don't do that, and the players don't seem to mind because they just want me to be like, "Hey, Philip, start the game already."
No, I think we maybe want to do it at least for the first few, right?
First couple, sure. So let's go around the horn. Kevin, introduce yourself.
Oh, well, I guess I can't use any other names now. Kevin, playing a Godal scout here in this game.
Very
Hello.
good.
Yeah.
Let's hear from Phawz Nee.
No, that's me. Hi, I'm Anthony. I'm playing a grad soldier. His name is Phawz Nee.
Great. Let's hear from the girl.
Oh, thanks. I'm Lauren. I'm playing Leota Azul. She's not nearly. What's her species?
Zeltron. But I'm excited that you
great.
nearly maybe didn't even say the right one. That would have been great
I know.
too. Pierce, why don't you
great.
say your name is Pierce and that you're playing Rakur Prek?
Who is yes? All of those things are true. I'm also Rakor Prek is a Gand artist, so he is a sort of insectoid creature with like a breathing mask.
Wonderful. Ka, why don't you introduce yourself and character?
Hello, my name is Ka Chu. That actual name.
Bless you.
Thank you. I've been doing that since second grade.
Yeah.
That was.
Way to go.
Wow,
Way to
Lauren,
go.
just
I didn't. Hey, did somebody order the low-hanging fruit salad?
Anyway,
God.
so I'm playing Dr. Oddo Eisen, who is a graduate from medical school in Coruscant, who has a big student debt, and this is really hitting close to home, isn't it? people? Sorry.
It certainly is.
Play this to get away from real world stuff. So.
Excellent. Well, always good to have Dr. Odd on board. And whoever hasn't talked yet, Jeremy, I'm talking to you. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. My character's name is Mordenki. He is the Star Wars equivalent of a jazz musician, which is a jazz whaler.
You know, and right now I'm just going to turn it up a little more here as our background music. This is, for those on Twitch, this is one of his singles from Come Away to Camino Bay. This is a Carbonite Freeze, and just the clue horn on this is just incredible.
Who did it?
Mordenki.
Who composed this?
I think this was written. No, is this an old Max Rebo song, or this might be a Mordenki? I don't know, but
This is a Mordenki original, baby.
It's a Mordenki original. Mordenki does some old standards here or there. Like if Mordenki, if you really get the crowd riled up, will play Mad About Me. But for the most part, Mordenki's doing sort of interesting originals.
It's basically the freeze. It's basically the Freebird of our.
Yeah, exactly.
Of our genre.
Yeah, you're happy to do
and
it.
I'm sure Rakor has some great articles on the history of all the things Mordenki's written as well. I mean, it's been a long and complicated.
I think that's likely the case. I definitely know that somebody described like art. Do you like Fig and Dan and the Modal Nodes or the Max Rebo Band as like the Star Wars equivalent of Beatles or Stones? But I realized that my favorite Star Wars musical artist is neither of those. I like Augie's Municipal Band.
Which one is that?
Ooh, yeah, that's who played the song. I think it's either Augie's Municipal Band or Augie's Great Municipal Band, and they play the song at the end. They're a Gungan band, and they play the song at the end of episode 1, which
Oh my god.
slaps.
Yeah, that one. That one.
So good. Anyway.
This is like the equivalent of like hipsters. I don't ascribe to that mainstream bullshit.
Yeah, I don't like the mainstream
jizz.
stuff. I like this really obscure band called Augie's Great Municipal Band, and they play on Naboo. Don't worry about it.
I prefer their older stuff. Like
Oh my yes. Oh,
Empire.
before they were signed, they were so
Yeah.
much better. What's the
totally
what's
sold
the
out.
joke in? I really like one of the stupid like blink and you miss it jokes in the Scott Pilgrim movie is like they pass someone at a party scene who's saying now their first album's not as good as their first album, and I just really like was like that's A+.
Every time they actually come to that party, that guy says something like that. That's great.
Yeah, or like the comic was better. That's a super self-referential one. Yeah, I think is that Nelson Franklin saying all those lines. Anyway,
I believe so. Anyway.
Star Wars. Let's talk about obscure comedy from the year 2010. Great, everybody. Well, I guess we should just jump into this. For sort of silly reasons, we're not doing an opening scroll, but also we wouldn't in a Star Wars story such as this. They normally have this isn't an episode. So this is like cool in the trenches stuff. So we'll just do a quick recap of what happened last time. Does anyone want to do this, or should I, or do any of you even remember?
Sure. If I recall correctly, we were in a cantina called the Fuel Injector, where the incomparable Murdenki and his band were playing a concert. As their sort of chronicler of this tour, Record was there, and Leota approached Mur, and in the middle of this conversation, several stormtroopers busted in with effectively a bomb, looking for codes for a ship, in which led Luck Nux and Phawz Nee and Dr. Otto to intervene as well. And seeing all these people in action, Leota called us all in to discuss a potential job, which I believe we were doing aboard the whaler, Murdenki's ship.
And that is basically where we left. I believe that 1 million credits each was offered to you all, which is that's a few chips right there. So we are going to we're going to resume our game aboard the whaler. Lego of the thing in the game. I built it. Legos are so much more expensive than I thought, but they're really fun now because they come in bags that are numbered, and apparently I haven't done Legos in a long time because I didn't know that. Ooh, beautiful. So anyway, we will resume there with technically yes, Leota Azul, you cut last session off. That's your one time in this campaign to do that. You may not do that again.
Do I get one for each campaign?
No.
Damn it.
This campaign, for whatever reason, I'm allowing each player to call an end to the campaign. If you abuse this, you will
an end to the campaign?
An end to the campaign. Campaign over. No, an end to the session.
We're done. Wrap it up.
I think we're done here. We can all go home.
Yeah.
I strongly suggest you not do this at an inopportune time, and you'll be punished for it on subsequent ones if you do. I think we have a minimum length of an hour of actual playing, so starting from now. So if you really want to cut one off yourself, you can all do it once during the campaign. You can end a session on your call. This is stupid. I don't know why I'm ceding this power, but I think it's funny.
I have no idea.
This is a terrible idea.
I may rescind this power, so that also should say to you all, like, I need to do it this week.
I feel like just for this, we need like that clip of Jar Jar Binks being like, "How rude," just to play anytime somebody tries to do that.
Fair enough. What are you saying? This is a bad idea?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Also, Philip, there's a lot of us, and this is not a long series.
No, that means each one of you gets to do it one time.
Right, but that's a lot of episodes.
No, it's every episode one of you will call the ending to is the idea.
All right.
It's a bad idea. We're not going to do it. Lauren, you cheated last time. You're gonna be
I'm
punished
not
this week.
capable of taking that kind of power.
Fair enough. We're not doing it then. Lauren, you did something bad last time, and Leota Azul will pay for it this week.
I do appreciate, at long lost lore, that all of the ways our shows work are just aired out in front of everyone. We just workshop things in front of the audience all the time.
I'm very
It's
comfortable
transparency,
with it.
Pierce.
It's transparent steel.
I'm sorry.
Because
My
we're in
laughing
a Star
code should
War.
not. Oh my god.
Transparency, unlike Leola Azul's character, giving us this very shady deal.
So speaking of which, the band are all back on the bus. You are all still kind of in a sitting room. You have left your droids. The droids you have are RK and
S4.
S4. Yeah, they are not in the chamber with you. It's just the 6 of you. Do you have any follow-up questions? Yeah, the idea seems that you're heading to Namadii because of something you can do to eventually get 1 million credits each.
Yes. Do we get a?
Oh, go ahead.
So, do we get a more detailed rendition of what the job is after the abbreviated? No, okay.
No, the session ended. We're cutting back there.
Okay.
Leota Azul can tell
Which,
you
to be
whatever
clear,
Leota
was-
Azul wants to tell you.
To be clear, what we got was we're going to Madier to the regatta there, and we need to steal a key.
Yes.
Yeah, that's literally all we got.
Yes, Rikur has many questions to follow up on.
Surely.
Rikur would like to know who we are stealing the key from.
The last I heard, this key was with a person named Sibilant Paul. He is
Sibilant Paul.
Yes. He is a First Order Administrator to Boz Pity.
Mm-hmm. Boz Pity, yeah.
First Order. We got rid of all those in the Citizens Fleet, which I was totally part of and participated in.
Well, as you know, people with bad ideas tend to stick around a little longer. So.
Don't I know it, girl? Don't I know it? There's one other band. Never mind. It's a long story.
Doesn't matter much to me in S4. Just point me at who you want shot and I'll shoot.
Straightforward man. I like it.
Do we hear like a music playing? Do we know whence that's coming from? Okay.
Might have been caught.
All right.
In any case,
Rikur has additional questions.
Yes.
Whom are we acquiring this key for?
For us, we needed to access a ship to skim the credits from. I assure you, this part of the plan is fairly foolproof. It's just a matter of getting the key.
And where is this key?
Again, I believe with Sibilant Paul.
Right, but Namadii is a big place, honey. We know where he's gonna be. He's gonna be at the performance.
Hold on.
Oh, are you requesting a text to me? Do you want me to say something? Do you want me to answer this aloud, or do you want me to send you stuff so you can say what you want?
No, you can answer it. Go ahead and answer it.
Just like repeat everything he says directly after he says.
I usually do that.
I'm gonna actually send you a text.
Please hold.
I freeze in place as the video pauses.
Loading.
Yeah, the video
Here you go.
buffers.
I have texted you.
Okay. I have it on good authority that he will be attending the regatta.
Do we have a?
You cut out for a
What's
second.
the
Sorry, what did you
regatta?
say?
Pardon?
Do we have a description?
No.
What's the regatta?
It's what I'll be featured at as a guest. Right?
Typically, a regatta is a race of ships, if Rikur understands correctly.
a race, huh?
Whatever.
An exclusive one, to be sure.
Me and S4 just here to
That's,
show.
I assume where I come in. You want passage on the whaler to get in.
Well, of course, we wouldn't be able to even get onto the planet without you, and admittance to the regatta would be perfect.
Is this former First Order? Is he heavily protected? Has a detail or something like that?
Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of information about this particular individual.
Well, judging
But
from our
I-
last First Order acquaintances, I would assume he's heavily armed and dangerous.
Oh, probably.
Potentially, but nothing we haven't handled before.
So it just sounds like a good old-fashioned mugging, huh? I've been on these with Jabba's.
In so many
with
words.
huts.
What kind of doctor are you?
Hut cartels.
What
a surgeon.
kind of doctor are you?
A very
I love
good
that.
doctor. Very good one.
I have a question, actually. Does anyone else in the party whose name is not Leota Azul, you can tell me yours if you want to, Leota Azul. Do any of you have a culture modifier of 5 or higher?
I do.
Oh,
You do.
Lord, no.
Nope.
Okay. An element of what she's talking about is she's mentioned skimming money from a ship, and that is ringing some certain bells to you. So why don't you make a culture check? We'll see if you roll sort of much higher, you may sort of have the information already, but otherwise you're like,
Sure.
yeah.
22.
22. You are familiar with a certain kind of vessel that are called the Financial Encryption Hyperspace Runners, also F Runners is usually what they're called. They are sort of like constantly mobile sector or really even like quadrant-wide banking centers that they always keep in motion to kind of like sort of help keep prices and sort of like help keeping the standard credit from fluctuating too wildly.
I see.
So you've definitely like that's the only ship you can think of that she specifically said skimming money from.
Mm-hmm. And sorry, you said F runners?
F runner, yeah, or finance runner. You could some people call them. Yeah.
Okay. An additional question for you, Leota.
Yes.
Where, perchance, did you come across the information about gaining access to an F runner?
I'm a diplomat. I have my sources, which I can't necessarily disclose, but just know I dealt with a lot of people who dealt in finance. And I learned a trick or two.
And is it common practice for your people to engage in thievery with the information that they gather as part of their diplomatic envoys?
Well, that's up to the individual, but no, my species are not thieves in general, and this is essentially a victim. This is essentially a victimless crime. These credits will not be missed.
That's what they all say.
I don't really care if it's a victimless
not that it
crime.
matters
The
to
victim
me.
is the rich. They can part with a few million credits, right? What's that to them? Pocket change.
It's nothing.
Mrs. Owl,
Yes.
are you planning on this being a stealth heist or a hit and run?
What was the first one?
Are you planning on this being a stealthy mission or
Oh.
a hit and run?
I would prefer stealth, as I would not like to draw attention to any of us. Just in case.
Care if people die?
As long as I don't.
Utilitarian, I like it.
So what's the
Question.
catch?
A question for the living force. Stun grenades or grenades in general. Do they have an area of effect?
Oh my gosh, yes they do. I believe the standard AoE, yeah, that is missing from the equipment unless we had it in. Yeah, I don't have it there. So their area of effect is typically going to be like just like a 10-foot.
As a military background, can I buy stun grenades or grenades?
Yeah, You can have purchased grenades. Those are not hard to come by. Yeah, they're single use. They're cool, but they kind of you just use them once. Yeah, they have a so it is you hit it and then it's 5 feet all around that, so it's kind of like a 15-foot square basically. Cool. 15-foot cube technically if you
just making preparations.
Yeah.
And luck. There is no catch for you. Unfortunately, the catch was for me. I didn't have the resources or the manpower to get access to these credits, so here we are.
It all seems too easy to lift some key from some hoity-toity first order big wig and
Well, that remains to be seen. I'm very resourceful, but I understand that it's not something I could do on my own. So I went out to find people who could help me.
Well, if you wanted capable people, you came to the right place. As I gesture, and my ragtag band of musicians are sitting behind me.
Oh, you did not invite them into this.
Okay.
I believe. Now you can, because I mean, unless you want to cut them all in, if you want to cut the 4 of them in, go for it. But you can gesture to,
just gesture to the
picture of you guys on the wall. Yeah. Sure.
Yes. Well, I'm sure they can play background music for suspense.
Yes. By the way, once we get into the menu, what's my role then? Am I running reconnaissance, or am I just am I gonna woo this man with my beautiful music so that he lets his guard down? Or...
Yes, woo him with your beautiful music.
Oh well, that's too easy. Too easy.
Sure,
there's something else I could help with.
We'll see.
You just want me for my entrance, don't you?
Well, yes, and we need to make sure that the rest of the attendees are properly distracted, and there's no one who can distract like you.
Ladies always want you for the entrance pass.
Quick bit of clarification from the Living Force. These finance runners.
Yes.
Do I know if, basically, is that money governmentally insured?
There's no government right now, so these are all very good questions. Your understanding with a 22 is simply that they, you would imagine, yes, they're usually administrated by the government. Now, with a 22, you don't know anything about how they actually operate, just that they exist and just what they're called.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, you don't. The idea that you need some special key to access one or find one, that makes sense with how crazy they are. Yeah.
Okay. Phawz Nee, Record believes that given that these financial runners are designed to sort of preserve the balance of credits within the galaxy, we may face much resistance. I imagine those credits are heavily protected, so perhaps create multiple scenarios for yourself. Just an assumption of recourse.
My ability to create scenarios is depending on credits. You have any funding credits for this mission, Mrs. Ool?
How much are you looking for?
I mean, I can work with what I have now, but the more the better in order to buy weapons and prepare. Couple grenades, couple more grenades. I have 2 right now, but other than that, it sounds like it's going to be a close quarters issue if we're going to be inside of buildings.
Provide me with the list, and I'll see what I can do.
I'll put one together.
So is the key we're going to steal, is it just to a safe deposit box, or is it to a literal vault within the finance runners or something?
It is to a vault, right?
So I understand. I know this is a lot of information you have in this document here. Lauren, do you want me to, you want to honestly explain to them what a Krephanobos key is?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, what she will then explain is that, your understanding is that the key is not even so much to to like open anything specific on the ship. It's literally the only way to find or summon one of these ships. They move in hyperspace. You need the key to get the ship to you, or to get your to know where the ship's going to be, so you can intercept it. You were and in what you were told, you can sort of express. You understand that having this key will get you to and on board the vessel. That's what the Krevanobo's key is for.
All right.
And apparently, this person has one of these vessels, or has one of these keys to one of these vessels. This sibilant Paul individual.
How did he manage to get one of those?
He worked with the First Order. Philip, what do I know about this?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm answering your private chat question. There you go. And what you know about this in particular is, I thought I'd try something new and have a player character be the one giving the quest out this time, and it's like, I get why that's tough. Yes. Your understanding is that as the First Order slowly, they were able to take over these vessels. And so he was like, as the administrator, like he was like the guy in charge of one for that sort of that sector. Yeah.
So if we control the vessel, can we, rather than skimming, can we just take everything?
That might be a bit conspicuous, don't you think?
That is why I'd like to keep it fairly minimal, so it could be simply credits that got lost in transfer as a part of the whole process.
Of course.
Easy enough.
And Doctor, I'm assuming that 1 million credits is more than enough to cover your debts. Or are you in worse than I thought?
I've been doing enough, so this would cover it all. So.
That's what I thought.
It'll certainly give me enough to retire.
Oh God.
I'll consider it my payment for the venue gig.
I'll pull out a picture of my family.
Mrs. Owl.
Oh God, it's gonna be awesome to kill
as far as weaponry goes, I'd recommend another 800 to 1,000 for more grenades, either frag or stun, depending on how lethal you want. If you plan on breaching any type of vaults, I might recommend thermal detonators, but those are quite expensive. They run 2,000 credits a pop piece.
I can give you 500.
Keep it then. It's not going to make a difference.
Very well.
All right. I'm in just... As a doctor, I follow a do no harm oath. I prefer not to do harm, but...
Didn't you shoot somebody like 3 hours ago?
It was helpful to us.
He was simply a patron at the bar at that time. He wasn't
Oaths
performing his duties.
are, guidelines, really.
I'm just saying again, you didn't answer the question last time. What kind of doctor are you?
I told you, I'm a surgeon. I do surgeries that are very invasive, that may or may not have been requested by the patient.
Seems to have patched these guys up pretty good.
Yeah. Do you not trust my skill?
Well, I didn't.
So we got a
3
plan?
hours ago. Yeah, what is the plan besides, I get you in and you take the thing?
All right.
We skim the money.
You haven't thought this through very
we get the money and we leave. I don't know. Hold on.
You get the money and then the power.
With the money, all of us can go our separate ways and establish whatever you'd like.
Nice retirement home.
We do not need. We do well. That's why I have all of you. I'm hoping that we don't.
No. I've seen these hollow vids. Whenever they explain the plan before it happens, it always fails.
It doesn't always fail. It just never goes exactly how they say.
It's a good thing we're not explaining the plan on camera.
Until you realize that the fail was part of the plan all along.
No plan
I like those bits.
No plan survives contact with the enemy. Let's just get on with it.
Oh, Recur has one final query for you, Leota. Recor is willing to waive the 1 million credit fee if you can help Recor secure a publishing deal. Record has
Potentially.
several volumes. Wait.
If I cannot get you your publishing deal, I will give you the million.
Record accepts your terms.
Very well.
Does Rakur not want to self-publish? Is that beneath Rakur? Is that where Rakur's coming from?
Record has never read a good self-published book.
Burn, said Rakur. Well, very good. So, with that, you are still docked at the orbital sort of shipyards above Kuat. It's been a long day.
Before Namatii, or should I just take us into space?
When does the event begin?
Cruise along the Hydian way, so to speak.
Gotta look. Hold on.
Are we anywhere near the Hydian way?
Yeah, you are. Kuat is along the Hydian way, but hold on. But while I'm looking this up like a real cool winner, what do you guys? What is your plan? Are you going to stay here? Are you going to head out?
Let's head out. We can discuss plans on the way.
You
How
actually.
long in the future is
I will
Namatii
need some more
gone?
healing. I'm
Never got
assuming the doctor can handle that in the meantime.
You can just rest.
Probably in the morning. And you can also do some of your own resting. Just point of fact, Kuat is on the Hydian way, though you'll quickly be cutting over to a sort of some smaller things to go to Namatii, which is not really in the same, it's in the Ancient sector, you know.
So we'll be moving away from the Hydian way.
You'll start on the Hydian way, and then you'll peel off.
Okay.
Great. So are you heading out right now?
Yeah, I can hop in the pilot seat.
All right.
Yep.
How
with
many
that-
days do we have till Namatii?
You could leave tomorrow morning and sort of make it by the date you said, but you could certainly, you'd want to go pretty directly. If you wanted to wait like 12 hours, that would be fine, and still get there with but if you left now, you'll be there plenty early, have time to look about and everything. So with that.
This is very high budget.
You going full
With Legos, it
ILM?
absolutely is.
Incredible.
And then
It's like it's coming out of the screen at me.
it is. Ooh, do.
Wow.
And then it goes like this. Hold on, it goes like this. It's like, and then it like disappears, and that thing.
Then we could do a star wipe or something.
Yeah, then. So you guys are on hyperspace. If there's any other stuff you want to do on the journey, this will actually take a couple days in hyperspace. Although, wait, we're in Rise of Skywalker era, so this will take about 5 minutes.
We can just hyperspace skip there.
Except for the interdictors. Don't forget the interdictors.
Those aren't around anymore, fortunately. You
No.
destroyed those all at Exegol. This will take not long. You're not punching it the way, because the Millennium Falcon apparently can just teleport anywhere at once at any point.
Yeah, I guess so.
So your ship it'll take about a day to get there. In the olden times it would be 2, but we'll at least say that the hyperdrives have clearly advanced to some degree in this era. So yeah. So, any other matters you want to attend to? Is anyone still injured?
Yeah, how much can I heal?
The next, I believe everyone has been healed the max they can be today. But starting, once you take a rest, first of all, you heal on a rest. And specifically...
Did I get healed by Dr. Otto?
I have 22 HP. If that's going to get healed in the meantime, I don't need to calculate.
I healed the Oddo and Phawz Nee. I did not heal.
You did not get healed then. Now
Okay.
I don't, and also, but the doc, how many med packs do you have on hand, Doc?
2 left.
You have 2 left. Okay, so he's got 6 more heals left. But first of all, everyone for sleeping, so you can always do all of your hit dice every night.
Okay.
Because you get
You
all
don't
hit
use
dice
them up.
back every day. So if you want to do hit dice, functions just like in the
Short resting in D&D.
Just short resting in D&D. Your hit dice, you have it is equal, a number equal to your proficiency bonus, and you add your con modifier to each one. You can do those. You also, if you sleep, you will regain a number of hit points equal to your Constitution score, not modifier. So, like, if you you get that back just for sleeping.
I'll expend my hit dice, and from that sleeping, I'll be at full.
Okay.
I don't need a med pack.
Cool. Yeah, will anybody need healing the next morning? I guess that's the question.
Not I.
Cool. Okay, cool. So yeah, so you guys all rest up. The crew are certainly kind of coming out a bit here, and kind of like, I guess, roll me a d4, Mur. Let's see which of your crew will come talk on behalf of the others.
4.
Kind of just. And you speak you speak the language.
I speak Trototome.
Yeah, Trototomian. So you understand that they are basically saying something about like when I was younger I had so many siblings. Then I did spice. I don't know where I put them. Who are all these people on the ship?
Like, don't worry about it. We're just giving a ride to some friends to our next gig. They're fans of ours.
Ah, gig. So,
You pretty sure that was something about a pancake recipe?
I'll take that under advisement.
And just kind of they just sort of saunter away.
Man, I have known him for 5 years and I still do not understand a thing he says.
Seems friendly.
The rest of you, Mimi and Sven and the Hoax are kind of will make some amount of small talk with you as you're on the vessel. Obviously, Rakur is a known quantity, but these other 4 and these 2 droids are sort of less common. You do notice that S4 is having very long conversations with the Hoax, who is that Nithorn, that sort of like bird-faced alien.
During this time, Ricor would also offer during the trip to introduce anyone to Boone so that they can see in my presence be introduced, so they see Boone would see them as friends and not food. So
don't let that thing in the cockpit. You remember what happened last time.
Well, yes, Ricor understands now that it takes up the entire cockpit.
Boone, actually, do me a favor, roll a perception check on behalf of Boone. And, hey, Lucknux, just tell me what is the stealth modifier of RK?
Well,
8.
8?
Yeah.
That is a natural 20. So it is a 20.
So Boone, even though RK kind of is always like kind of floating about, trying not to be in it, Boone notices the small thing, and while being introduced and being told to be friends with all of you, could you please roll an attack roll for Boone? For Boone's tongue.
Sure.
And what is RK's AC?
Oh, that's much worse.
20.
20.
So that tongue attack is a 10.
Okay, so Boone just kind of, and RK just like goes, like, and just speaking Sisrai the whole time, just kind of like moves out of the way and hovers high, and Boone kind of.
Might want to avoid that one.
Boone, that is not food. You will not get any sustenance from that. It is small, yes. Ricor understands your misunderstanding, but it is not made of food.
We could just have RK scuttle about somewhere else.
Also, this one is Lucknux. Boone, also a friend, not food.
Hey, Boone. Is there, like, snacks or treats I can give him?
I, pull out a piece of a womp rat.
just immediately, just tongue out, grabs the piece of womp rat.
From the cockpit, Moore
It's-
says,
it's
"Record,
very
if that thing eats one of the passengers, I'm throwing it out the airlock."
Rukor will once again say you are welcome to try, Mur.
Oh, I'd love to.
Wart just looks up at you for a while, Rakor. Make a nature check.
Wow. That is a natural 20, Philip. So that is for nature 21.
Boone is making the expression that you've come to learn means, can I sit under something again? Are you done with this? Are you done with this Wart and Pony show?
I will walk up and I pat Boone on the head. Rukor thanks you for your time, Boone. You are free to do whatever you like.
Just a backwards hop, like kind of like just under a table where Boone spends a lot of time just lurking.
My kids would get a kick out of this one.
Boone, upon hearing about kids, jumps out.
Rukor does not believe that would go the way that you hope, but
Back underneath.
Rukor is actually moved to know that you have children. Why would you take on such a dangerous mission?
I've been doing this for a long time, and this is my chance to get out. You know, we found a nice little ranch on Naboo to go retire with the family and 6 kids.
6 children.
Are you
An
telling me?
impressive amount.
Are you telling me this is your last job?
It all goes according to plan, and it seems pretty easy.
Ha!
I think, not too distant future, I'll just be spending my days relaxing and hanging with the kids.
The hoax will come over to
I
hear
hope
this and will
so.
say, "Oh my God, that sounds amazing. Do you have any hollows? Can we see them?"
Yes, of course.
Wonderful, thank you. Oh, so adorable. Look at that. What a happy family. I wish you nothing but luck.
Yeah,
I
there's
go
one
over
more on the way.
That's exciting.
I go over to S4. S4 maintains some distance from that one. It's his last job.
Understood. The dark irony of life will always sate itself on needless death. He's not showing photos of his family, is he?
Not yet.
Oh,
No, he
Oh, he
he
absolutely
is.
was.
was.
Well,
By the maker.
And now we'll pull up the bid of the property that we're gonna buy.
Oh no.
Oh,
10
that is
10-foot distance
wonderful
at all times.
spot you've chosen for your home.
Yeah.
That is
Wish I could.
That's a fine spot for you and your partner to grow old and welcome many grandchildren.
I'm looking forward to it.
So, gentlemen, don't mess up the mission.
It is so
Unless you want to
difficult
feel guilty.
to look a being in the eye and know it's going to die. This long before it will happen.
oh, I don't know about that. I do it all the time.
It's different
Oh,
when you were the
wow.
one pulling the trigger.
Can the rest of us hear S4
Yeah.
talking?
This is a quiet conversation between S4
Oh, okay.
and Phawz Nee. In any case, though, yes, the vessel goes through hyperspace. And Mur, you often do the driving, but other members of your crew are at least proficient in piloting. And I think Sven, he can do a little bit of mechanics. You can handle if there's things. So yes, after kind of a day travel, you guys rest another night. Unless there's any other discussions you want to have or planning you want to do before you get there. Otherwise, we're going to come out of hyperspace.
Guys, welcome to special effects on Long Lost Lore.
Now I wish that I had the $600 Star Destroyer that I would not even be able to hold up, because there's a Star Destroyer when you get here. There's actually 2 of them.
Just the $600 one? Why not the big one? The big one.
That's that one, but
Oh, the,
maybe
like,
there's
table?
yeah.
Yeah.
New ones or old ones?
Well, some of the old ones you can get for Listen,
the one that we see, he means.
Basically, what I'm saying is like, do
Is
these
this-
look like things have been?
oh, I'm
scrapped?
sorry. You're not talking about Legos
Like in the
anymore.
game. No.
No, Philip, I'm trying to play the game.
Understood. The new kind. These are
a fool
first
you are.
order resurgent class Star Destroyers. They are bigger. They have kind of like they don't have like the two domes on top. They have sort of the taller race thing in the section. Yes, those. Two of them.
Two of these Star Destroyers?
Two of these Star Destroyers. One of them hails your ship and says, this is Nulk. This is Nulk Destroyer 1. If you are coming here for the regatta, please transmit your clearance codes.
Hello, Nelk from Destroyer 1. This is Mordanky of Mordanky in the Hyperspace Stream. Gladly transmitting my landing codes.
You hear kind of a, great, thank you. Yes, your codes are in order. Welcome to Namadii Moor. And you are able to
Thank you very much.
move
It's
past.
an old act, but it checks out.
Mordanky, would you make an insight check for me?
Wait, the First Order's still in power? Weren't they just all... I guess they didn't get the memo? That
They're-
Everyone's a mercenary eventually.
Wow.
That's a big 12.
12, you are pretty sure this person loves you. They're a huge fan.
Well, who
They
doesn't?
didn't want to make a big deal of it over comms, but they're definitely a fan.
Sorry,
And you-
I'll circle back and give them an autograph.
You made their day. And Mur, if you want to communicate to the group, this probably would have been mentioned. The Nulk, which is the Namadii Oceanic Logistics centrality, they actually took these two Star Destroyers. So they're
Oh.
using them for their own planetary defenses. They commandeered them.
They aren't First Order, then.
Is this during the Citizens Fleet they were coming
It was
here?
yes, during the citizens uprising that kind of happened. Basically while you guys were helping get everybody out of the Kuat orbital yard, these guys were taking over a couple of big Star Destroyers that were in orbit over their planet. Yeah.
More power to them, I suppose.
Yeah. And now they're using them to lock the hell down their regatta that's about to happen. Because they don't want any ruffians coming in and causing trouble.
Of course not.
They should have scanned the ship. So anyway, but yes, you are able to fly down, and you're going to head on down to... Yeah, without any issue, you can head down to the planet's surface.
Question for
Leota.
the
My
Living
loving
Force.
fans await.
Excuse me, question for the Living Force.
Yo.
Were the clearance codes by ship basis, or did it have like how current FAA rules where they have a clear amount of people on board?
Understood. So the ship, that ship is cleared to come down. They do not have a full manifest of who is and is not allowed to be there.
All right.
They're not that level of careful, and they probably should be, but also they're whatever. So you eventually land in the city of Nemadius, and you are directed sort of in that's where that's where this is all going to start from, and you were directed to land at a landing platform. And
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So the regatta is it kind of like the Kentucky Derby where it's fancy but you're still watching a sporting event?
Yes, sure. That's not a bad analogy. Fancy, and the big part of it is they're going to go all the way around the planet on these ships. So people are in normal sailing ships, and then the people watching at various times will board big hovering platforms that will fly really quickly across the water and let you watch a part of the thing, and then they'll land somewhere and for dinner and more stuff, and then they'll move again and watch more of the thing.
Okay. Did I bring clothes?
I would say you brought clothes.
Okay.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I will.
You're
go
the only
change-
person who knew this was happening, so yes, you can.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. So I will go find a place to change into something more appropriate for the event. And
Understood.
slightly more suggestive than it should be, but she knows what she's doing.
Fair enough. So yes.
Once she's done with that, I do want to approach Miss Azul here. Once we're on ground, and I suppose before the action starts, where would you like me and S4? Should we shadow you or one of the other members?
I would like you to keep an eye out for Sybil and Paul. Do I have any like data information that I can give him? Because
You were told Sybil and Paul. You weren't told anything else about. You just know that's who you're looking for. Make a culture check for me.
Okay. Not good. That was like a 7.
Then it seems that though you've kind of looked into Buzz Pity and you have confirmed that Sybil and Paul was a New Republic official there and is now and then was a First Order person and now apparently has fled Buzz Pity and has just come to this thing. Although Sybil and Paul is known to have come here, you don't know who Sybil and Paul is. You don't know what they look like.
Okay.
So basically, part of your little mission here is gotta find out.
Okay.
Figure out who Sybil and Paul is. Yes.
That's not quite my expertise. I need a description. Do you want that person dead?
No, not until we get the key. However, what complicates this a little further is that he may be going, or they might be going under another alias. It's going to be difficult.
Listen, I'm stealthy enough when I need to be, but this is not my cup of tea.
Okay,
Do you want me to follow you
Yes,
around,
shadow
someone
me.
else around?
Shadow me.
Very well.
I'll do the
I mean,
intel.
Phawz
Arcade
could always
action.
be my
Are we
bodyguard
getting-
to keep all those adoring fans off of me.
Follow him around.
That's... Yes, Record?
Oh,
Carry
this is
more
not
janky
actually
like
for you,
this.
Leota, so finish up over here.
So it's Whitney.
Yes. So be his bodyguard. Keep an eye on the stage. Keep eyes on me in case I find Sibilant. And we'll go from there.
Done. S4. Follow Denki. Non-lethal until we're in non-lethal while we're in private public eye.
What wonderful directive. Would that any of the many generals I've served under given me such a heartfelt suggestion. I'm sure that we will barely be in the public eye, and I'll be forced
Just
to
watch
spill
him,
blood.
S4.
Understood.
As I walk off with S4, and it's like, all right, S4, let me give you the lowdown. You gotta rank the ladies as they come up to you on a scale of 1 to 10, and if any of them are 7 or below, then you can stun them. Otherwise, just let them come past.
I bought 2 frag grenades. I give one of them to S4.
Ranking women in this way is a form of violence.
That's incredibly insightful. Anyways, that is your
Additionally,
directive. Please follow
more.
it.
Unless you
Uh-huh.
want to
Yes, Bob.
babysit any additional women on this ship who may get hurt, I'd recommend not bringing additional people into this situation.
Oh, that
Sven
won't be-
and
that-
the rest of the band start shouting like, "Oh, hold on now, whoa. Sven's like, "Hey, wait a
It's
second, what's
okay,
this about? We
boys.
can't bring ladies back. Oh, hold on a second, hold on."
That's okay, boys. It won't be a problem. We work quickly, if you know what I mean.
The hoax is like, "Yes,
I'm
that's my
very
job."
sure you do.
Look, the hoax always cleans up at events like this, darling, and I'm excited to do so once again. So, wait, what were we just talking about? I was just looking at more beautiful, the photos of, and I mean, so Luck Nux, just out of curiosity, is it possible that your oldest now has a little one on the way themselves? Is that a possibility?
I'm waiting to hear word back.
Oh, so exciting! I can't wait for this future that you have. Oh,
Yes,
it's delightful.
I'm very excited.
So as all of this shenanigans is going on,
I do have two
Rakur
questions.
has something going on. Yes, please, Rakur.
I have 2 questions for you, the living first.
6 players might be too many. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. They're very quick. One, what I understand based off of my knowledge of culture, what is like proper attire for the regatta?
I think you would. Yes, if you got if you're sitting at a 5 culture modifier, you get that.
Yeah, it's a 7. But
Then you get it +2.
and so like I assume we play all kinds of gigs, so I would have appropriate clothing.
Well, I think if you look at your starting thing, and let me confirm that I believe that artists do receive
Oh, we do have several out.
Artists have 3 sets of fine clothes or shabby chic if you'd prefer. But the point is, Billy Joel style can't dress trashy unless you spend a lot of money. So yes, you have 3 different like looks of varying, kinds. So yes,
Excellent.
you definitely have like a.
Do I think that Namadier is friendly to, like, should I go true elegance or is like designer ripped cloak where we're at?
No, you think you should probably be you think that it's galactic preppy.
Okay.
Is what you're dealing with. Or I mean honestly, it might be intergalactic preppy at an event like this.
So I have well, then the other question is just how early ahead of the event are we arriving?
You are here the afternoon before, like, the next morning is when it starts. There will be like a bit of stuff going on tonight, but you're not scheduled to play at any event.
Would I have time then I would have time to maybe go out and try to gather info?
Certainly, you can do so, but before anyone has left the ship, let's at least kind of get to, so basically, you guys have gathered here, whatever. There is
I
one.
just want to suggest that.
Wonderful. There's one other thing I wanted, though, to mention. Murdenki, as you were landing, what is your passive perception?
Probably not very high. Let's see. It is 12.
Perfect. Then yes, you guys have landed. So as you guys are having these conversations and Rikur, you're like, oh, I'll go out, gather info, this, that, or whatever. There is kind of a chime at your landing ramp. And somebody has come to sort of speak to you.
Well, that's not new for me, and I'll open the ramp for them to come up and greet them.
All right, so waiting at the bottom of your ramp is a small, I don't know if they pronounce it Norkoi or Norquois, but it is because this is just somebody who I think they just appeared a couple times in Rogue One. In any event, though, this is a short-statured, blue-tinted, bearded sort of species. The one I'm going to show you here is holding a gun. They don't all do that. This one, in fact, is holding a datapad. That's kind of the thing, about like 1 meter tall, sort of with a datapad, and is sort of saying, Mordenki, I presume.
You presume correctly.
Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome to Namadii. I am Yopob Demotob, and I am the sort of a director of entertainment and programming for the regatta.
Mr. Demotob, Mr. Demotob, it is a pleasure to make you.
I'm sure it is. So, oh my. So yes, I assume that you have a band and running crew, and is that a security droid working with you?
Well, I mean, I've got to keep the ladies off me somehow. You know what I mean?
Sure. Well, in any event, I hope that you don't have any. There's no people after you or anything, are there?
People after me.
Yes, if you have reason to have a security droid, and
is anyone else kind of stepping down the ramp, or you guys are kind of staying up in the cargo bay right now?
I'll just
following Murdenki down.
I'll take him, I'll put my arm around his shoulder. Listen. What was your name again?
My name is Yopob Demotob.
Right, Yop. Let me just call you. You don't care if I call you Yop, right? Okay.
No,
Yop.
you must call me.
Yop.
Really, you should call me Mr. Demotob.
Okay, Mr. Yop. It's great that you're concerned about this, but really, S4 there, my friend, he is just there to make sure nobody gets on stage and gets rough with their about the performance. You understand? We perform in varied locations, and our crew does not.
Well,
change,
I assure
so
you, this is not
any
the
trouble here.
This is not the kind of clientele who will be at the
of
Grand
course not,
Regatta. But if you play music that incites people to do such things, perhaps I should go to someone else on my list.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it, but you understand my crew does not change depending on the venue. So
I suppose I can understand
whether he's
that.
needed or not.
Well, please have the droid keep the weapon in a holster of some kind, not brandished.
Of course. What do I look like? Some kind of cowboy?
S4 will.
What's a cowboy?
Put it into the built-in holster and kind of hold up his hands.
Oh my, this is a rather large crew you have. Is this, are you all musicians?
Well, some of them are musicians, some of them are tech crew. You gotta fix the instruments, you gotta set up the stage, all that kind of stuff. You gotta run the ship.
Fair enough. Just be warned, Mr. Denki. You are being welcomed to Marii along with your crew, but I have a very long list of talented musicians who would be thrilled to take your place if there's any stepping out of line or trouble caused. So, don't do anything
worry about that.
I wouldn't do. In any case, you will be playing your first performance. Will be tomorrow during the first leg. After the grand ceremony, there'll be a couple of other people. Oh, look at this. I have you sharing a sort of a stage in multiple sets with Gal Fresno. Oh wait, no, sorry, just said the wrong name. Whoops. Gal Fresno's just another person on the thing. Sorry, but this is a name you do know what he's about to say. With Mama Gurgle and her Lil Darlins. And you are very familiar with Mama Gurgle and her Lil Darlins. They are another Jizz and Jats act. And she fancies herself the best clue horn player in the mid-rim.
Ooh.
And as luck would have it, you'll be opening for Mama Gurgle.
Opening?
Yes. She specifically, in fact, requested you as her opening act.
Oh, did she?
Mm-hmm. That's her ship right over there, in fact, and had you had higher perception, you would have noticed it upon landing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Mama Gurgle. Wow. She was very specific that she wanted a sort of a less experienced but up-and-coming clue horn player to set the tone, and then she could, I think the way she said it was, show them how it's done.
Well, isn't that a great...
Yeah.
Anyways, where is she right now?
Oh, well, I couldn't say. Perhaps she's aboard her ship resting, or perhaps she's enjoying the town of Marius, which you are, of course, welcome to do, but don't be late. Your performance platform will take off promptly tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m.
I will be there at 7.
Oh, well, okay. You'll be waiting around.
That's fine. I'm very punctual.
Wonderful.
Mr. Demotov.
oh my, yes. Hello, my dear.
Hello. You can call me Leota. I'm head of marketing for the band. Yes, I was just wondering if I might be able to get a set list for the rest of the bands. We just want to know who else is playing. And maybe rearrange the schedule for next year. And I glance at more.
Make a persuasion check.
Come on, girl. Oh. 23.
Oh, my. Well, yes, I think that could certainly be arranged, my dear. Oh, a tall drink of water there. Yes, of course, I can, Leota, you said? I'll send that.
Yes.
I can send that to your datapad. Let me have your contact information.
Do I, okay, on my datapad, is there a way to not give him, can I have, like, hold on. My datapad is protected. It should be, right? If I have one?
Are you concerned about him hacking your datapad?
Yeah.
I don't think she wants to give him her number.
That too.
You don't think he can hack your datapad based on the vibe of this guy, no?
And I do need to give him that information in order to receive the set lists and everything like that, right?
I mean, he could, like, print it out for you, but in fairness to his position, like, he doesn't have it now. He's gonna have to walk somewhere, so, yeah.
Okay. Very well.
Make an insight check.
Nope. That would be 10.
Yeah, you see no ulterior motive. It's not like he's asking for it, like, because he needs it, but also because he wants it, you know? But in any case, to you, it just seems like, yeah, sure. You see no ulterior motive behind that. As he sort of strokes his blue beard.
Phawz Nee walks down the ramp. Any problem, Mr. Denki?
Oh no, everything is peachy keen.
Oh my.
My band is full of eccentric characters.
Really are. I suppose they Well, I suppose desperate times call for all sorts of individuals. Do you give him your contact, Leota?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. He'll say, I'll send you a set list soon, just so you understand the caliber of other performers. And I'm sure that Mama Gorgo will be very happy that you're here to open for her. All right.
Oh,
well
I'm
then.
sure.
See you all later. Don't get into any trouble, or I'll have you all banished from the planet. And replaced with another hungry young artist. Ta-ta. He kind of
Bye.
wanders away.
I'm going to kill that Corellian.
So
you
Mama
want me
Gurgle is a Dowootin. So if you know what those are, she's about 9 feet tall and super big, and she's got this big like chin like spikes. She's look up Dowootin basically. And you
If
know
she wasn't 3 times my height, I would show her what's tall.
And you also know that the Lil Darlins are 3 Ardenian triplets. Ardenians are the kind of 4-armed monkey-like aliens that I think
Solo,
Jon
right?
Favreau voices in Solo, a Star Wars story. And there's a triplets, and they are Zally, Jally, and Fally Porto are their names. And so those are the Lil Darlins.
Can I do a check on? Did he already send me the information on the?
He has not sent it to you yet. He'll be.
Okay.
You think a couple minutes. He's checking on another ship that just landed right now.
Great.
But in any case, yes, you guys are in a starport. You're on a city. It is a beautiful day, pristine blue ocean just expanding out from this coastal city of Nemadius. It's a kind of like very intense sort of sea breeze. It's that almost pleasant kind of fishiness. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Kind of salty air, and the architecture here is like white stone. It's very just sort of picturesque. Yeah.
Well,
And
Just muttering off to the side.
I know that Rakur requested to go into town and start doing some gather info.
Yes.
Is anyone going to join Rakur for that, or are you going to kind of let the Gand shuffle off and Gand it up?
gather info is that skill, huh?
Gather info is a skill, yes.
I'll go with him.
Okay.
I'm proficient in gather info.
Okay.
I am as well.
Okay, so in that case, we can have multiple stabs at it. All right, so if sort of our three party faces, because we rolled so many things randomly, walk into
If both Leota and Denki are going, then Phawz Nee and S4 will go with them as protection.
Okay.
I think we'll just do some recon with RK.
Okay.
Other
So
than you.
you'll kind of have RK just kind of do a bit of looking around. Dr. Odd, will you just join this large group heading into town?
Yeah, sure. Just to catch the sights.
Do you guys want to go to a marketplace, a cultural like center, like a museum or something, or a cantina? Or would you all like to split up?
I would like to go to a cultural center.
Okay.
I'll go wherever.
would-
Hey, Phawz, S4 just you heard Mr. Pob or whatever his name was. Holster your blasters while you're here, unless you actually really need to.
S4 has already holstered.
Okay.
Rakur?
Yeah, I would actually like to go to like a hotel or something like that.
Oh, sure.
Basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or if there's maybe some sort of like a betting center for the regatta.
Oh, gotcha. Sure. Yeah, you can go to an off-track betting, or you don't want to go to the Ambassador Hotel where the Jedi went last time. I was gonna have to look up the exact name of that when in your other campaign you guys went there. Yeah, you can definitely go to a betting center. There are a couple of kind of like higher end casinos in town, and it looks like all the bidding is going to be going through them. So you can head to one of these casinos if you'd like.
Certainly.
Great. So you'll go to a casino. You're going to go to a cultural center. Merdenki, you're just going to go to a cantina.
Yeah, I'm going to drink away my anger for a bit.
Drink away your anger. And yes, and then where were you heading, Lucknux?
I can either trail record or just go do recon at the venue.
Which would you like to do?
I'll trail record.
Okay, cool.
Are
So
we
you're-
are we all still kind of in the same area? Can I talk to everyone?
at this point, you all seem to be splitting off to kind of go look around and do some stuff. If you want to say something before the group splits, you can do so very quickly now.
Yes, everyone, just so you know, I have promoted myself to marketing for the band. So if anyone asks, that's what I'm doing here. Understood?
Understood.
Very well.
I'm gonna get a stiff drink.
And then,
turn around.
Okay.
I shall join.
You'll
Maybe
join.
I
So,
muted
so the
Anthony.
two of you guys go to that. We have Phawz Nee is kind of following Leota, and then so actually it's 2, 2, 2, and 2. Perfect. So let's do. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We will begin with Rikur going to the betting parlors, trailed at a slight distance by a Gotal named Lucknux, with a very, very stealthy droid just kind of doing a sweep of the city. You make it to one of these casinos. It seems to be you're certainly dressed like you belong there. You can very quickly, if you're just asking about like betting on the regatta, someone will actually lead you to an area where there's big hollow screens up, sort of putting up all of the kind of like competitors and legacy contestants and all this sort of stuff.
I would also sort of like to inquire, if possible, from one of the sort of concierge or something, or whomever is guiding me, if they're, as we're walking, Rikur would wish to inquire if there are any high rollers here, so to speak.
There's
Or
a human
high roller area.
a human man is kind of at this counter. He says, "Oh yes, there's a high rollers table upstairs if you'd like to go there, sir. But of course, I'll be honest with you, it is the regatta. Pretty much everyone here is going to be a high roller. But yes, if you'd like to see the events, it is down that hallway. The high rollers tables are upstairs. There is a 10,000 credit buy-in to the sort of current Sabak tournament."
Oh, yes. Rikur is not fond of Sabak, but appreciates the information. Rikur was more curious about if there was someone placing rather large bets on the regatta. Rikur just simply likes to meet who Rikur is up against.
Of course. Well, head into the sort of room, do your research there. Perhaps you'll be able to gather some info in that chamber. So go ahead. In fact, if you're going to do that, go ahead and make your gather info check in that room.
Why'd you say it like that?
Use a force point.
Alrighty.
That is not good.
That's fun.
12.
12. You are, I'll say that you kind of are overwhelmed by how much money it looks like some people are putting on this regatta. You are hearing a lot of names, and none of them are the name you're listening for or necessarily sound like it. Not everyone participating in the bidding and the stuff seem to be from Namadii, but there's a lot of like this whole thing. There is, however, a Zeltron man who everyone is referencing a lot, as having a lot of who thinks a couple of the racers are going to do very, very well. I will say, why don't you make an insight check?
Sure.
Upon hearing this.
I do a surveillance.
Yeah, why don't you do a surveillance check as you're kind of just scoping out the place.
So, Philip, that would be... I have fallen pretty greatly from...
Those two nat 20s?
Anything regarding Boone is apparently great. That's a natural 1.
Okay.
Which brings us to a 5.
5.
I'm not going to bother to throw force.
All right, then I'm sorry to have oh boy, it's always the dramatic irony. You know the person who is making the biggest bets. The highest roller here is a Zeltron. He calls himself the Duke.
Okay.
And
all conversations and whatever. You don't know if he's who you're looking for, but he's the only important figure you've come across.
Okay. And is the Duke currently here?
As a matter of fact, he is upstairs at one of those high roller tables right now.
Okay. I would like to head up there, perhaps. I'll let you. I don't know if you want to resolve whatever with Lucknox.
Yeah. So Lucknox, what did you roll on that surveillance?
22.
22. Security
That's
here
like-
is. Go ahead.
Do you get like the
Yes.
investigation?
So
the
basically,
excitement, all
you're
that
going
fun
to
stuff?
you're going to get the 22 of just kind of like everything. Security at this casino is good. It is not military grade, but it is strong. You think like if you were just going to try to knock the place over and try to steal from their vault, it would be tough but doable. It's not like they have like destroyer droids waiting in the wings or anything. It seems that the people here seem to be sort of like rich and frivolous. You don't get much like backroom deals. It seems like people who are just excited to try to like have some fun with the First Order maybe being not so oppressive anymore.
Got it.
That's the overall vibe of this casino. I'll say you with a 22, that also kind of insight everything. Like you don't think this is like the site of any. Like, you think information could be had here, but you don't think this is, like, a dangerous spot or anything. Okay.
Cool.
All right, cool. So we're going to actually cut away from that as you head upstairs to chat. We'll go to one of our evens odds. We will now go to Leota, trailed by Phawz Nee, as you all enter a sort of just one of the mini museums.
I would like... And are there people browsing around?
There are a good number of people. It's not crowded, but it's brisk business. Not business, but brisk attendance.
Okay, can I do a gather info check, just like listening to like
Absolutely.
walking through and listen?
And it's you're gonna listen, you're gonna strike up some conversations. But yeah, make a gather info check in here. And what is it you're trying to find specifically?
Any potential mention of sibilant Paul or... Yeah.
What'd you roll?
And that was a nat 20 plus 7.
Nat 20 plus 7. Hey, Pierce, that's how it's done right there. See? Nat 20 then. Do you want to add a force point to that?
Sure. Why not?
Well, if you want to save it for later. 2. So 29. So close. No. You with a 30 you would have gotten more information, but you do hear someone reference kind of you're talking to people, you're being clever about it. You're not asking, you're just kind of asking around. But one of them references that there is an individual from Boz Pity, a noble from Boz Pity, who always participates in the regatta and is going to be doing so this year, even though a lot of people thought they would not be attending.
Oh, can I approach that person?
Sure.
Get one of your characters out.
Absolutely. Wow, I'm rolling a lot of the same things. It's another Nithorn. A male. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I couldn't help but overhear. You were speaking of someone
What's that?
who
Speak up.
someone who participates in the regatta.
Yes, regatta is about to happen. Yes, yeah.
Yes, and you said someone affiliated with Boz
Boz,
will be participating?
Boz Pity is a planet, yes.
Oh.
Always comes to do, yes. Yeah.
Well, I was wondering, and this is like ships that they're flying, right?
No, they're sailing. It's a sailing race.
Why can't I picture that? Very well. Would you happen to know which ship he'll be on? Which boat? I'm unfamiliar with this. It's my first regatta.
Which boat? Who? With what now?
The individual that you were referring to.
Sibyl Paul.
Yes.
Yes. Sibyl and Paul will be racing.
Oh, I would love to follow him.
I didn't think they would be here, but they will be racing.
Excellent. And what will they be racing? I would like to keep an eye on them.
A boat.
Yes, which one? Can I like turn up my pheromones a lot
Sure.
with this one?
Yeah, make an insight check.
15. 22.
The pheromones are not the problem. What you'd really want to do is turn up this person's hearing aid if they had one. This is an elderly individual who's just kind of having some trouble hearing you and following your questions.
Oh.
But I'll say that you kind of with enough sort of charming. Why don't you just roll a persuasion check? Go ahead, and it's at advantage for you because have you been rolling all your insights at advantage? By the way.
No.
Well, you
But
should.
I
You're
rolled-
a Zeltron.
Well, I forgot.
Sure.
Insight 2, that's really good.
17.
You eventually are able to kind of get from this gentleman that Sibilant Paul is
Yes.
a noble from the planet of Bospity, who is a known First Order, like was promoted by the First Order, but apparently is just kind of trying to brush that all aside and got off of their own planet pretty darn quick and came here. I'm gonna let your 27 kind of lead into this. You also believe that Sibilant Paul uses they pronouns and is an android.
Okay. And did I get any information as to like what I should be keeping an eye out for? That's what I was trying to get, like information on what his
the
vessel
boat.
will be.
You don't know what their vessel is. No, they don't. This Nithorn, he isn't sure what boat. You know, it kind of you ask that and the old Nithorn's like, oh well, yes, the sails all get mixed up in the sun.
Yes. Well, thank you for your help.
What? What did I help?
I just grab him and kiss him on the forehead and walk away.
Are you my nurse? Okay. So
No.
anyways, yeah. But you get that information. You get a good bit of information about who Sibilant Paul is, and specifically that they are going to be participating in this regatta.
Yes.
Meanwhile, in the cantina.
I'm just we smash cut to me just being like, that Corellian floozy thinks she can upstage me.
Life
On
turns
the
out that
gist
way,
stage.
huh? You make
Nobody
plans
gives
for
it
the
like I
future.
I'll be making my way to the cantina where they are.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. So
That's how life
we'll
goes,
cut to that.
isn't it? You make plans for
Yeah.
the future, you prepare, you plan, and make one decision, and everything goes to shit, and you're in debt with the entire cartel.
That is exactly the situation I'm in right now, with no differences.
The server bartender droid kind of swings back over to you two. Do you need a refill, gentles?
Oh yes, I do. Thank
Of
you.
course I do. See this?
Don't worry, you'll get them next time, gentles.
Uh huh.
I
Scoots
appreciate the sentiment. What do we come here for anyway?
I don't know. Probably
Mordecai,
something
if
important.
you're going to do a gather info check, go ahead and do so.
I'm going to roll to see if I actually do the gathering.
Absolutely, that's even better.
And that's 20, so I will do.
What
the gather
info do you
check.
want to gather?
I want to gather info about Madame.
About Mama Gorgle, okay?
Mama Gorgle, yes.
All right, go ahead, or Gurgle. God, Gurgle, you
Gurgle.
get it. Go ahead and make a gather info check.
Okay. That is a 26.
26. Wow, you two, you guys got some good info on this stuff. Do you want to add a force point to a 26?
Sure, yeah, let's do it. A 5.
All right. Mama Gurgle and her little
So
darling.
that's 31, yeah.
There are a couple of other musicians in here. There's a DJ. There's like an Ithorian double throat singer because they have multiple mouths, so they sing harmony with themselves. It's just bad. Let's be honest. Like, not all music is good. Sorry. Yeah. But you sort of check in here and from some of these other musicians in this cantina, you get some information about Mama Gurgle. She is being paid to do this show.
Oh.
She negotiated payment.
That's sellout.
And she negotiated there's cameras to like record her for a holo special. So not only the live broadcast, but like her music can go on a holo special. And here's the thing that's so messed up, because they have to do this, a couple of the other things. Like, you're sharing a stage with her, they'll be there, they won't be recording you. But they'll be there set up for like a beautiful holo recording of your set. Of all your sets, really, but they're only going to be active for her. And with a 30, you hear that she actually specifically like asked to have you but she wants you staring at like non-active, high-quality holo recorders while you do your set.
Is there any way I can get in contact with like the person who's in charge of the recording? Like, do I get the idea of like who might be with a 31?
With a 31, you think that the person who approved that and is in charge, like if you mean the technician, you can probably try to find the technician, but the person who's
or just the person who's
the person in charge of it. Oh, you've met him. His name is Yopab Demotab.
Well, sounds like we'll be meeting up sooner than I had anticipated.
Okay, but that is
at least I'll be talking to them. Yeah.
That is what you learn. But we will cut away from that frustrated information about one Mama Gurgle and her little darlings, and we're going to cut back to the high roller table upstairs at the casino, where Rakur steps up and sees various individuals, but knowing that you're looking for a Zeltron man, and having spent a lot of time with the Zeltro, the pheromones like hit your even like your filter. You smell those pheromones and you kind of know what you're looking for. But you have to admit, as you see this gentleman, he's kind of like he's like a Zeltron silver fox. He's incredibly handsome, has this very nice sort of like kind of goatee, and he's just he's like, that's the back. And everyone sort of is clapping as he's over there, and he's, oh, thank you, please, yes. He's at a table, and a lot of other people are walking away, but you know what? He's just such a nice guy. They don't even mind losing their money to him. And I will say, in general, if you were just kind of if you have no suspicions yet, if we're going to be neutral to this guy, you do feel friendly towards him. If you were thinking you'd be kind of mildly unfriendly, you get up here, he's just kind of neutral. You're just neutral on him.
No, I'd say I'm friendly. I don't have any particular ill will.
He seems like a nice dude.
Yeah.
Well, oh my. Look at all these chips. Wait. I should share the wealth here a bit, shouldn't I? Please, rounds for everyone at the table. Everyone on the level, in fact. Please. And as you make your way over to him, a drink is just brought to you and put in your hand. A pretty nice Corellian ale.
Okay.
Cheers. Yes.
Holding the ale. Is he alone now at the table? Basically, other than obviously like the Sabbatilar.
No, he has 4 women with him.
Okay. Walking up, Rakur would like to thank you for this ale that seems to have been your gift.
Oh, of course. Who is Rakur?
Oh, Rakur is present before you.
Of course. Hello, Rakur. Well, that's my compliments. I win, and one can't be stingy. With a large S, if you know what I'm saying. Please, enjoy it. Enjoy it, sir.
This is a wonderful philosophy.
Ah.
Might I know the name of such a benefactor?
Oh, you can call me the Duke. That's what everyone around here does.
Oh, you are the Duke.
I am the Duke.
I heard downstairs, Rakur heard downstairs that you were so sure of who was going to win the regatta.
Oh, well, I don't know about sure. I've made some big bets, I suppose we'll put it like that.
Oh. Fascinating. May Rakur does not wish to be rude. May an inquiry be made as to what those bets were?
Oh, I think it should be public down there. But the Duke will begin telling you in minute detail everyone he's planning on betting on and why. And make a... Just you can make investigation or intelligence, which, if you're proficient, make an investigation check.
Okay. 20.
He does not seem to be betting. He's betting some long shots.
Okay.
He's not betting it's like the smart money is not where this guy's putting the big money.
Right.
But
Okay,
he's got
so
sort of all sorts of ideas of, yes, you see. But, sometimes you just have to kind of get out there, and I say it's easy come, easy go. I'm not bidding anything that my family hasn't acquired through, who knows how.
Well, risk is often rewarded.
That's true, and more often it's not rewarded and leaves you penniless. But fortunately, I can afford all these bids to lose every single bid I make and still be exorbitantly wealthy. I own a planet.
You own an entire planet?
Yes. Well, my family does, but I was sort of given it to me when my grandmama died. It's Ural.
Planet?
Ural.
Ural.
Mm-hmm. And I'm the Duke.
Well, that would make sense. Rikur assumed that was some sort of moniker or nickname, but it is indeed...
Oh no, I've made myself the Duke of Ural.
Well, then may Rikur express gratitude to be in the presence of royalty.
Yes, you may. Royalty, hear that, ladies? It's great. Yes, and nothing can stop me now. Now that I'm the Duke of Ural.
Duke, do you often come to the regatta?
Kaz the only one. Kaz the only one here with me. I'm here in a bad place and Kaz with me, and yeah, continue. Oh yes, I come whenever I can. Isn't that right, ladies? Oh, splendid.
Perhaps you can help me locate help Rikur locate an acquaintance that Rikur was hoping to find, but has been eluding. Acquaintance may be a strong term. It is,
of course,
perhaps a potential business proposition.
Oh, a business? Well, I wouldn't be rich if I didn't always try to make myself much, much richer. So, what is the nature of this business, and how might it benefit the Duke of Ural?
Well, Rikur is a chronicler of sorts. Rikur is currently chronicling a fantastic musician, Merdenki and the Hyperspace Dream. Well, Merdenki is the musician, the Hyperspace Dream.
Hold on.
Is he a big fan?
I guess I should roll for him too. No, he is not. However, there's 4 ladies with him. If I roll any nat 20s on these, one of them is familiar with the band.
It has to be a nat 20, damn.
One of them goes, well, oh, do you know that band?
Yeah, I do. They're great. They're one of the best. Yeah, Mordenki's one of the best whalers in the biz. It's so funny how their songs are so weird.
Oh, well, apparently I have a fan. Will this Merdenki and the Hyperspace Dream, will they be playing on the floating stages? Will they be accompanying the race?
Merdenki and the Hyperspace Dream will be performing. Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I'll have to keep an ear open out for them. And you might keep something else open for them too. Splendid.
Oh, sure.
In Rikur's experience, Merdenki would appreciate this.
Oh, my, I'm blushing over here. Oh, my goodness. Wait,
But-
maybe if I get one of my hollow records, they can sign it? Can you get it signed for me, Duke?
I'm sure that could be arranged here. Yes, of course. So, you're here chronicling things for business, and you needed to know about an acquaintance I might have?
Perhaps. I am uncertain. Rikur is uncertain of their level of presence on this. Merely that they're there, and Rikur wishes to approach them about telling their story, and having met the Duke would possibly be willing to, or very much willing to, chronicle the Duke's story at some point.
Oh, my story doesn't need to be told. As I walk through these worlds, nothing can stop me. That's the only story you need to know about me. Oh, I'm gonna love you. In any case, yes, I can certainly do this. But who are we speaking about?
Record is.
Is it another bidder? Is it someone? Is it that Trandoshan? Be honest with me. Because I respect her, but I do hate her. And I will kick her. I'll kick a woman. I'll do it. I mean, I'm rich enough. I can really do almost anything.
It is not, fortunately.
Oh,
Record is
thank
looking for
God.
one named Sibilant Paul.
Oh yes, I'm familiar with the individual. I've never met them, but they are racing, I believe, this year. No, they don't. They don't hang out with the sort of the us who simply love to bet. No. There are a certain class of individuals who are either talented racers or rich enough who think they deserve the title themselves. So that's Sibilant Paul for you.
Oh, so Sibilant Paul would be one of the wealthy ones then.
Oh, very, very good money. Yes, old money. Oh, from where? Not Malistaire. Where's Sibilant Paul from?
Buzz Pity, baby.
Yeah, Buzz Pity, that's right. Oh, yeah, darling. Yes, so if you want to find Sibilant Paul, you'll have to find them, I'm sure you could find them at their slip or something. I don't know. I mean, it's close to the race, so all of the racers might currently be sort of, engaged in careful final checks or meditations, whatever silly things you have to do when your life isn't just spending money and drinking good wine and betting all sorts of individuals.
Well, Record, thanks you for your time, Duke. Record will take no more time from you.
Well, I'm going to need some signed holo records, is what I've heard. Maybe a backstage pass?
Certainly. Where can Record bring such things?
He'll sort of give you, information for such data transfers and things. Yes, of course. Well, I have more money to win or lose. Who cares? I always make more of it.
And I will leave.
Later.
Was that whole guy just a reference to the Duke of Earl song?
I don't know what you're talking about. What's that song? Is that a Star Wars song? Is that a Jizz song?
No.
Okay. I don't know. I've never heard of the Duke of Earl. I don't know what that is. Anyway, this guy's just nothing can stop him. He's the Duke of Ural.
Phawz Nee is not quite as chatty as the rest of the party is, but he is just generally looking around for the security of this area, get a general idea of how equipped they are.
Sure. Why don't you make just make a perception check for me? Kind of just eyes on the count. This is like literally like a counting guns situation. 25. The security in the town itself not too high. They probably feel like by like blockading the planet, they've kept most undesirables out. Where there is good amounts of security though are down at the marina, where all of these beautiful sailing ships are. All these schooners. That is heavily secured both by droids, automated stuff, and a good bit of patrols.
What kind of weaponry are they carrying? Is it kind of standard, police grade, military grade?
Mercenary grade. Not the Siege of Mandalore level, but no one is. This is going to be inconvenient unless you're Darth Vader level. I will say at this point, it seems like everyone was kind of heading to the cantina. Do we just want to say you all sort of meet up back there?
You all meet in a tavern.
You meet in a tavern. So yes, the group kind of. Well, last session you literally did meet in a cantina. Yes, so you guys all kind of once again find yourselves in a cantina. The music playing there is bad. So you are, but you see everyone kind of come in, you wave them in as they're, walking on the street. You're at kind of like an indoor-outdoor thing. And soon the 6 of you and your 2 droids are sort of gathered in this lightly attended cantina. It's about an hour or so from nightfall. And unless anyone's going to hold anything back, we can simply say you quickly exchange all the information you all learned. Is there anything anybody's not saying? Merdane?
I very excitedly say all of the things I learned about Mama Gurgle.
Okay.
And even though they have no importance to our mission, it's very important to me personally. So I make sure everybody knows that I'm going to destroy her somehow. If it's the last thing I do on this damn planet.
Oh, a little set sabotage.
He's been talking about that for the past hour.
Well, I was just thinking, Leota, is there a way we can kind of have a scapegoat for this whole operation?
No.
No. Well, I'm sure I'll think of something.
I'm just a doctor. That's all I've got.
So yes, you guys get all that intel.
Oh, right.
So-
We were here for a job.
So for tomorrow, I am planning on finding out where Sibilant will be in the race and following that potentially till the end, or we might be able to catch him before the race.
So,
What are you looking to do exactly? Do you want to interrogate him?
I thought we wanted to be stealthy.
You need to get the
Potentially.
seed from him.
Yes, we'll play it by ear.
Question for the living force: how big is this planet? Because I can't imagine if it's really big, they can't just schooner around the entire thing.
No, it's like a month-long regatta.
Do you know where they're staying?
Oh,
I see. It's not a Monaco Cup type thing.
No, it's like this is a month-long party as these
So-
people in these very like good high-tech quick sailing things. And it's like an Earth-sized planet. So yeah, but it takes about a month to circumnavigate the whole thing.
oh.
Okay.
In my head, this whole event is completely different.
I feel like I said it was a regatta. I said it was a sailing regatta. It's a regatta.
No, I know. But
I don't know what a regatta is.
I was thinking like a race, like a fast one though.
Yeah.
It's like you're defining regatta, but yeah, it's a regatta.
The definition of regatta is regatta. I'm begging the question. In any event, sorry, what did you just ask, Jeremy?
I don't remember. Probably wasn't important.
I bet it really was. But yes, so where were they staying? Is that what you asked?
Oh, right. Yes, it was important. Do we know where Sylvan Paul is staying?
No one has learned where they are staying. No.
Now that we have a
The various people are staying in different places. You suspect some of the racers are probably so obsessive they're already sleeping on their boats. Other people might be in the various hotels around. You don't know specifically where Sibylline Paul is. I think Kevin had something, then Lauren. Kevin?
I think RK and I could probably track him down now that we have a description and know what we are looking for.
Fair enough. And then Lauren, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I was gonna see if I can gather info in the bar for like somebody who might be a fan of Sibilant. See if maybe they have like a hollow picture or something. Would that be something
Understood.
that people would have?
I will say at this point, now that you sort of know the name and know the stuff, you can find a photo of Sibilant Paul. They seem to be in their 40s, and they have Lobot style, one of those like around the head cyborg implantations. Interestingly, because this was all come up with before I knew your characters, I would like our good doctor to make a medicine check upon looking at that.
Oh. I am relevant to the story. 19 plus 12.
It surprised
31.
me too.
31.
31.
I know-
Would
I
you
know
like to
these
throw a
side-
force point on top of that?
Do I need any more? Sure. What is it? Roll a d6 extra?
Roll a d6 extra and deduct a...
Alright. How many force points do I have per session? 4?
You have a number equal to your proficiency bonus, so probably 3.
Okay, so I have...
Oh, 4, that's right, you're a
4.
human. Yeah, humans get more force.
Oh, plus 4, so that's a 35, I believe.
That gets you to a 35. Very good. In that case...
I've worked with these mods before.
You have worked with... I'll tell you what. Let's say that you have actually... Oh, wow, this might make things... This might make things much... I'm just now realizing this might make things... You knew you brought this guy for a reason, but you didn't know who Sybil Paul was. You are looking at a state-of-the-art AJ-10 cyborg headgear. This is effectively the like a lot of people say that as many cyborg enhancements as people have, you're not really a cyborg until they've messed with your brain. So this is the AJ10. This is basically 4 clicks past Lobot's AJ6. This is an extremely fast and advanced, kind of like half positronic brain that you can install in the brains of people who've either wanted to upgrade themselves or have had, massive brain damage from an accident or something.
And I relay that to the
With a
fine detail.
35, one thing you know about these is that they, on their own, are highly advanced crypto computers. Cryptographic
is that the key?
generators. Which is not information I wanted you guys to have this early, but you brought a doctor who rolled a 35 on the check, who's literally a specialist in this.
This is my field. It's like,
That's fantastic.
I'll hand it to you, Leo. You know how to pick a team.
how'd you know so much about
Apparently,
me?
apparently so. Who would have known?
Well, you did apparently. I'm sure this was all planned.
Of course, naturally.
You've been pulling the strings the whole time.
Well, this is incredibly helpful.
Does he need to be alive for the implant to keep working?
That's a great question. Does the doctor have
I
any
do.
insight?
My character does.
Your
And
character,
the living force speaks to me and says,
it can be you. So you are an extremely skilled medical person. It would not be hard for you to remove this from an individual without harming the device. Harming the person, you might harm the person. Like, I guess if you didn't want to harm him, you could stick a lower grade model or just a different model on. That could work. However, you are not a slicer. What is your use computers modifier?
it's actually a +7.
+7. So
Halfway decent.
you think that in order to extract info from it, you would need a roll on the magnitude of the one you just made.
Wow. 35. Fantastic. Oh, that's
And,
fun.
and that's not absurd because slicers are a thing in this game. So
Yeah.
maybe a 30, maybe a 35 in there, that kind of thing. So basically you're not a slicer. You can install this, great. You understand enough computers to do it, but like to get info out of it, to extract it, to use it like that, that's a different story.
I'm less concerned if you can extract the device from a live person, as if the device is still functional if you kill the person first.
I told you I preferred to do no harm.
You will not be doing the harming.
I'll accept those terms. I'll accept those details.
Democratic loopholes.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? So, I think we might have an end then. I am specialized in his sort of gear.
It's pretty wild that that's. I came up with these characters before any of that's. Not all the characters. Like
Philip's like furiously replotting.
No,
That
this is-
Nithorn you met in the museum, that's a new person. That was come up with here. But a lot of these people you've met have already been in here. But
It's just the rule of narrativium. It's just
it
always
all really came back together. That's fantastic.
all the skills must be
So-
used in one way.
So
Is there anything that we need to be aware of, like any special skills or abilities that this person would have?
So, you said that this thing,
Yeah.
it enhances or replaces part of his brain,
it
right?
replaces part of the brain. So what you would suspect is that people who have these are going to be incredibly good at use computers checks. They're going to be very, very high. It basically gives him a huge boost to his intelligence. So this is a very smart person, very crafty person.
Right. But then, if we were to just remove that from this person, he'd be without a full, complete brain.
Yes, he would
lobotomized,
die unless you did something. Yes, correct.
And then if we kill him, it doesn't break.
So typically when you it's kind of like a computer core. If you kill the person, sometimes there's kill switches so that if the heart stops beating, for long enough, the device will explode. You don't know if this person has that or not. You think based on what is stored there. The First Order might have put that in whether or not he wanted it or they wanted it.
I would have had to imagine he has, like, if we were to remove it like that, even through a proper surgery, it would probably be set to detonate.
There, you suspect there may be some hoops to jump through of this stuff, but broader point being, definitely with able to deactivate the problematic things and this, that, whatever. Yes, you could remove it from this individual and use it as its own thing.
Stun or ion damage it?
This is a person who is uniquely susceptible to both.
The person or the device?
Yes.
So basically, the person is susceptible to the stun, the device is susceptible to the ion, so that this person can take both damage, but also sort of takes half from both, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
He's an Og.
Yeah. So they can be damaged through stun, they can be damaged through ion, but they're resistant to both kinds.
Okay, this all makes sense, but I don't understand how this helped me get back up on the world.
That is not a part of this, and I'm sure
Right.
you will get
Sorry
your
about
revenge
that.
eventually.
I keep getting them, I'll get my wires crossed sometimes.
This
But you
person
guys
doesn't
are in
require
on my
cross
script,
soon.
right?
Let's do it.
Potentially.
As for we're not in on that.
So, one thing I want to know
There is no more brutal warfare than art. Except for warfare. Go ahead, Dr. Otto.
One thing I want to ask. What is their... I have to imagine they have some medical staff on crew, just to keep an eye on all of the riders in case something happens, if they get sick or whatever.
There'll be a med platform hovering along, sure.
So, what... Is anybody listening to the conversation? Do we have, like, a private corner or something like that?
Make a perception check as you kind of glance around. And you can have RK do that if you want to, or you can do the same luck.
Let's see.
So I rolled a
I will
3
do
plus
it.
8. So 11. So I see, just take a quick look around and not really paying that close of attention.
No one seems to be paying any attention to your table.
All right.
28, 30.
30. Do you want to add a force point on top of that, or are you happy with a 30? It is
I'm
9:30, and we're probably wrapping up.
I'm
soon,
happy
so-
with. Oh, all right. Let's do it.
So, anyone listening?
33.
33. I rolled pretty high on it, but definitely under a 33. Not too many tables over from where you are. There's a woman paying very careful attention. She's wearing a sort of a trench coat, kind of like a big hat with like a veil, covering the fur of her Ardenian face. She's holding up like a data pad very casually, but clearly she's staring at you, kind of flipping through the data pad with all 4 of her arms.
You being...
All of you.
Us?
This table.
I see.
With a 30, most of her attention seems to be on Murdenki. But this little Ardenian is definitely checking out all of you. And with a third, I'll say the 33 got you even too, and using her data pad to surreptitiously snap a hollow here or there of all of you.
Shit.
But you do notice that, Lucknux.
Fun. Okay, so I'll talk really low so that as low as I can, so only us in the
I'll
immediate
have-
vicinity.
I'll tell Arcade to also block the door if this person tries to run.
Okay. RK kind of hovers towards the door. This person is just there, just trying to look nonchalant. And honestly, you noticed it, the rest of you didn't. And if you glance over, unless you roll super high, you have to be at like a 24 basically. Just looks like anyone here. Murdenki, why don't you make a perception check?
Can I also like sneak away from the table?
Sure.
At 24, but
Okay, just take a look.
that is an 11.
Yeah, you're not even completely sure who he's talking about. There's some lady in a trench coat. You're like, whatever. Like, is it like a? It might be
All right, I'm paranoid, but you're like paranoid.
In any case, yes, you begin sneaking around. The rest of you are sort of talking quietly. That Lucknux has informed you of this. Lucknux, where are you going?
To try to intercept her if
Okay.
she were to make a break.
She seems to be happy sitting there. You are now confident she's taking lots of pictures of the group, mainly of Murdenki, and she seems to be actively sending them all to someone.
So I'll whisper just to the, now 5 people here. Well, I'm part of the 5. So then I say, we might have a chance, once the race starts, we won't really have a chance to get close to him for a month. So I'm thinking...
Tonight?
If we do something to him before the race, isn't that conspicuous if he's missing? Or if they're missing?
I'm just saying, the closest in I can think of is if we use my medical background to somehow get close to him, maintenance of some sort. The cartels do call me whenever they need one of these things installed.
Doctor, I'm impressed.
Where do you think he got all that debt from?
I never asked for it.
That's the funny thing about debt. You don't need to ask for it.
Actually, I did ask for the debt, didn't I? I'm the one who did approach the debt.
Well, you asked for the loan, not the debt.
So, do we have any other ideas to get close to this fellow?
And then, oh, sorry, good.
I just have a habit of... Ka has a habit of just starting with something and trailing off without forgetting what else.
Do we have any other things? Well, yeah. So Lucknooks, what are you up to? You're now not with the group. Were you about to ask something, or?
If I'm seeing that she's actively sending things, can I either sit at her booth or the one next to it or behind and kind of put a blaster to her?
Sure. She will yelp as you do so. Ah! 2 hands, 4 hands up. The data pad falls down. Ah!
She's a stalker, isn't she?
Do I see this?
You look over now. I'll say as she jostles, you see the hat falls off, and Murdenki, you recognize one of the Lil Darlings. Which of the Lil Darlings? Fally. Fally Porto.
King Fally.
Oh, wait a second.
I knew I smelled something wrong with this kid.
You're one of his hired muscles. Oh, boy. Hey, get that blaster away from me. My goodness, I'm a respectable musician.
Taking bids of us.
I was just reading the Hollow News.
We all know you can't read.
Looking at my astrologies. Yeah, it takes one to know one who can't read more stinky.
I'll pick up the data
good one.
pad
I haven't
she
heard that
dropped.
one before.
Hey, that's my data pad. You better give that back.
Nice. Is it unlocked so I can see what she was doing?
No, she was just sending lots of photos of Murdenki and all of you.
To who?
To someone identified as Mama G. You'll never be able to figure that out, crack that code.
And she'll never tell you either.
Never tell us what.
I'll never tell you who Mama G is, not for 1 million credits.
Actually, for 1 million credits, I probably would. Also, have you really not figured it out?
Yeah, maybe Gotals are stupider than I thought.
Maybe.
Oh, but I've been sending her all sorts of messages about something you guys want to do with old Sybil and Paul. Ooh, what kind of this is the kind of thing that can get Murdenki kicked out of a planet like this. Yeah.
I would like to approach.
Oh, whoa. Hey, Legs.
Sybil and Paul is an old friend of mine. I was hoping to catch him on his voyage out.
Sybil and Paul is an old friend of yours, and you're referring to them as him? Yeah, you sound super close.
Oof. Wow, that was a real.
That was good.
That was.
Yes, well.
If you
unfortunately, we.
Hold on, I have to do something on that point. Natural 1, this person does not know Sybil and Paul. So that is walked back. Make an intimidation check.
Thank God.
This person doesn't know who Sybil and Paul is. This person has sent information about Sybil and Paul, but does not know.
Because that was about to be a real
10.
Encyclopedia Brown moment.
Yeah.
It's a 10.
Whatever, legs. So, friend of yours, who cares?
That's
The
why
question
we
is,
were
why do you
talking about
care?
him.
I care because Merdenki doesn't deserve to share this space with us, even though it's only to humiliate you. You misheard me. The point is, I don't think you even belong opening for us. So I would like to give Mama Gorgle incontrovertible proof that you guys are no good, so that little blue guy kicks you off world.
Surely Mama G, who put forth all this effort to have us come here and have us not be recorded.
Yeah, honestly, it seems a bit circular.
I'm pretty sure it'll upset her more than it.
Well, geez, I hadn't thought of it like that.
Yeah, well, you don't do much thinking in general, do you?
Hey! What was the question?
Exactly.
Oh, boy.
So how about we just keep this data pad of yours, and we didn't see you and you didn't see us, and
Oh, well, I need my data pad. That's where I send messages to all my fellas. And I don't
pick up a new one.
I don't want you putting my nudes on the HoloNet. I mean, a lot of them are already on there, but they're behind a paywall. Hand it back over. Or I'll go and tell Mr. Blue Guy that Merdenki's road crew read mercentiles. What's the term? Merdenki, what do you call it?
Mercantiles. We're mercantiles.
They're mercantiles.
Mercenaries.
Mercenaries. Hey, you told me it was
come on.
mercantiles. In any case, I'll tell the little blue guy that Merdenki's mercenaries, road crew, who are really mercenaries, are taking the property of the paid entertainment.
And then Mama G won't get her satisfaction of watching Merdenki be humiliated.
Phawz Nee.
Well,
Good point.
Unfortunately for all of us, I've already sent the messages to her.
Phawz Nee puts his hand on his rifle that's holstered right now. Looks to Leota. Is this person gonna be a problem?
Is violence your only answer to everything, man?
Only
I have an
S4 will
Violence
go.
is not the answer, my
Yes.
friend. Violence is the question, and the answer is yes.
I think we can let her go.
Tell you what, give me back my data pad, though. You have pointed out some rather good concepts about where I didn't fully think this through. So give me my data pad back, and I will go and maybe delete some messages from Mama G's data pad before she reads them.
Okay, how about I delete messages on yours first?
Okay.
Why
Make a use
don't you just
computers
give it
check.
back to her?
Yeah, I don't really know how to do this, but
Make a use computers check.
Oh,
Give it-
boomer! I'm gonna
give it-
delete.
Give it to S4. He's proficient, I believe.
What did you roll? He's the
oh wow! I rolled
Not that great.
a 19 and my modifier is -1, so 18.
18. So do you want to throw a fourth
Oh.
one on top of that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
Oh, Grandpa learned how to use the iPad.
Yeah. Well, my second oldest was teaching me all this stuff, and then he introduced me to his new girlfriend. They were gonna come settle down by us too. So, and that's 6, 24.
24. That's good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Do you want to just delete what she sent, or do you want to delete her entire conversation with Mama G?
Probably what would he do? He'd probably just delete everything.
Then you delete her entire conversation with Mama G, and she's like, oh my god! That's years! That's years of hollow messages! Oh my
I
god!
always seem to screw up that last part.
Oh my god. Oh, brother. And yet I got the impression that you really knew what you were doing with your computer when you were doing that. Oh, so you did this intentional. Oh boy.
No, that's just Grandpa here.
He's a space boomer.
Oh wait, I'm so sorry. Are you a soon-to-be grandfather?
Soon-to-be grandfather.
Much respect. Oh, that's wonderful. I really wish you a lot of happiness. All this unpleasantness aside. Oh man, I'm very happy for you to experience a lot of wonderful things in your life with your family.
I actually
and-
have received a message that the oldest is actually pregnant with twins.
Oh, what joy! As a triplet,
Wow.
I'm going to say that the special relationship that I had with my grandmother would only have been matched with the special relationship we had with my grandfather had he not been killed just before we were born on one last job.
Yeah. It's all about the family.
Oh,
Oh
In
God,
any
Dominic
event,
Toretto.
I hope that everything works out so well, and those little Gotals have a great life. Hey, Murdenki, suck it. And then she walks out.
Great to see you too.
So
4, because 4 arms. Yeah.
all right. So okay, that was really weird. So then,
So,
What are
are
you
you all
talking-
in to sabotage Mama G?
No,
What?
not yet.
Are you paying?
Absolutely not.
Honestly, yeah, I'll pay out of my cut to get that skink.
but you don't get the cut unless we finish the actual real job, man.
Well, we can multitask.
If it so happens that it is easy for us to sabotage her, then we can, but we can't do anything that draws attention to ourselves. We've already gotten them mucked up in this.
So anyway, so we have 1 day to get an in with, well, half a day now. 'cause
Yeah, at this point, it's kind of like it's about to be nightfall, and certainly tomorrow morning they'll be setting off at 9 a.m. The regatta sails out.
So, question with the regatta, how does it work? Is it just straight sailing for one entire month, or is there stops, pit stops, or whatever?
They on the boat sail the whole time, and there is basically like hovering platforms that come for sections of the day and kind of hover along with the leaders or with the big group and watch while music is played, fine dining happens. Then those platforms land in nice cities where people stay in hotels, etc., etc. That's the vibe.
So they're never met with outsiders besides them.
Typically they don't. Now, I mean, they will, sometimes they'll stop at some islands to like do repairs if necessary or that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Typically.
All right, so
Typically, once they're out there, they're kind of going, and unless they are like really far in the back, they typically are always on Hollow, being followed, like think like Tour de France or something.
Once he's on that ship, we're not going to get another chance.
Well,
oh man.
We
Well,
could,
at the end, right?
Well, you could try to. You could try to.
Yeah,
get on
we
the ship,
could
which is
fly
fun.
to. Yeah.
You fly. I was imagining like if things go really crazy, they'll have to like hover over the ship and like grab a person and do whatever.
Well, what if we force him into an accident somehow along the way and have implemented ourselves as the medical crew to then go tend to said accident?
Let's see if we can preemptively strike as opposed to crash the entire ship during a very publicized event.
What about if we get him after the race? Get them after the race.
what?
Like when they're all done
Oh,
and everyone's
after?
leaving, and we
1
can just
month
get
from
the
now?
info, get the ship, and get out while everybody else is leaving too.
In 1 month,
Yes.
once it's done?
You could wait a month.
Yeah.
I think that Leota
Are we
has
on a time limit?
concerns that
I have concerns.
Leota
I don't
may
know
have
what they are
concerns
yet.
that in that amount of time the some governmental organization may have formed that will make what you're trying to do less doable.
I
But
don't-
to be
A train
perfectly
comes
honest,
in.
a month is not like it. A month is not that long, and if this guy's on the thing the whole time, there's no other way anybody would get that ship. So it's not an insane idea.
It's also
And-
nice for us to like grab the info and leave as everybody else is leaving to get the ship.
And it would allow you to focus the next month on taking down Mama Gurgle.
Right, but I was kind of. You really didn't have to say the quiet part out loud.
Right. Well, I think that as you guys think all of these things over, we are going to end tonight's session there. As you plot this, there was part of me that was like, I was like, this is going to be 6 sessions, and I just got to make sure that there's enough stuff. And like, I was very worried there wasn't enough steps to this mission. That was not a thing to worry about. This, you guys are right on behind schedule, so it's perfect. So yes, very good. Well, thank you all for playing, and thanks for checking this out. If you enjoyed this stream, boy, do we got more streams for you that are equally silly. On tomorrow nights, which are called Mondays, we have our superhero stream, Top Flight. That's some fun stuff. Check that out. Same time here on the Long Lost Lore Twitch stream.
Same top time.
Same top time.
place.
Same top channel. Actually, it's not the same because this is not a top time.
Same top whatever.
Yeah. And then we have on Fridays we have Blood from a Stone, our horror game. Does anybody else have things they want to announce or plug or say?
Yes, I do a webcomic that updates monthly called Travelers of Talaria, and it will be updating again on the 1st. It is a fantasy webcomic that I've been working on and off for a few years. So if you like fantasy and fun magic things and a new crazy world to explore, please check it out. It's on Webtoon and Tapas and Tumblr, so you can check it out. I will put a link to it in the Twitch, and also I can put one on the Discord.
Put one on the Discord. It's cool. Some of the panels from it are disturbing in a fun way.
It's updating on the 1st, so
hey, that's days from now.
It is.
Yes. Anyone else? Ka, are you saying something?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were on the cusp of speaking several times.
I was gonna announce a joke about the new gacha coming on, but nah.
This is your time. You guys are all nice enough to come and play this on stream, so please announce anything you want to. But
I got it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
In any case, wonderful times, and we will see you all next time. Quickly trying to remember what thing I say is the sign of. Oh, yes. But until then, the Force will be with you. Always. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Oh, and we are taking you out with that new track from Merdenki the Hyperspace Dream. This is Carbonite Freeze on our closing screen. So, yeah, get those smooth sounds as you leave. Take it easy. Good night, everybody.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.